Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka Rick here. I'm in a different room to normal. This isn't my bedroom, this is actually my conservatory downstairs. I was wrapping Christmas presents and listening to music and stuff on my laptop, and I decided I might as well make a video while I'm down here. So today we're going to be doing the Mage talents for Mists of Pandaria. I have to say there's some interesting ones. I've had a little quick look over them and there is some really good ones in here, and I'll point them out when I come across them. So we'll start off with level 15 talents. Some of these, throughout the talents are already in the game. There's not many, there is a few new ones, but most of them are already in there. So we'll start with Presence of Mind, which is exactly the same as it is now. When activated, your next mage spell with a casting time less than 10 seconds becomes an instant cast. Before, I think it was only available in Arcane Tree, but now it's available in everything, so you can use that whatever talent tree you are. It's quite nice. It's obviously an instant cast spell, so you can never complain really with an instant cast spell, but it's on a relatively short cooldown as well, 1.25 minutes, so again you can use it quite often, and I'd find that quite useful in PvP possibly, just to get a good opener, or someone's running away, they're about to get out of range, you can fire off this. It's quite cool. Next one is Scorch. Scorch the enemy for 927 fire damage, can be cast while moving. So you only get this ability if you talent into it now, but it comes with the movement ability that you got before when you talented into it. So not everyone will get Scorch, only the people that talent into it will get Scorch. But it's pretty cool if you use that now and you find it really useful, then I can imagine you could use that. But for me, this next one is the one I would choose, 100%. Ice Flows allows the next 2 non-instant mage spells cast within 8 seconds to be cast while moving. This spell may be cast while a cast time spell is in progress. There's a lot of cast in there, but basically, say you're casting a spell and you see something going to happen that you need to move, but you don't want to, say, miss out on casting this spell, then you can pop Ice Flows while casting this spell, move, and carry on casting it, which I think is amazing. Like say you're in PvE and you see maybe a fire patch is about to spawn where you're standing, and you're just about to finish that spell cast, you don't want to drop the DPS, maybe it's your Arcane Barrage or something, you're going to get the Shatter, the Arcane Shatter type thing. You don't want to miss that, you want to complete Arcane Missiles, get the most out of that, fire off the barrage at the end, get that shatter. But with this, you'll be able to do that. You won't have to stop casting. It's important sometimes in PvE that you hit every cast. You don't have to interrupt your casting for some reason. So yeah, I think this is hugely important. I could use this as the amount of times I've had to cancel my casts because I've had to move out of something is pretty annoying. But with this, no longer would you have to do that. It'd be pretty cool. Next one, level 30. Mana Shield. Absorbs 1801 damage, draining mana instead. Drains 1 mana per damage absorbed. When your mana shield is destroyed, all enemies within 6 yards are knocked back 12 yards. That's pretty cool. So it's kind of like the mana shield. I don't know if it knocked back before because I haven't really used it that much. But it still takes, it absorbs damage and gets rid of your mana instead, which is sometimes useful. I'd say more in PvP than PvE, definitely, because in PvE your mana is, well, for a caster sometimes more important than your health, to be honest, because if you haven't got mana, you can't cast spells and you can't do your job properly. So I can see it being useful in PvP though, where your health is obviously far more important, because you'll die otherwise and then you can't do bugger all. But similar in PvE, but generally you've got healers there to sort that out, but in PvP you might not have, so I can see then it would be more useful. I'm not sure if the knockback was there before. If it wasn't, then that's a cool addition, I have to say. It's kind of like a thunderstorm, but they actually have to damage you for you to do it. I mean, that's quite cool. If you position yourself properly and they keep hitting you, then and they don't realise that you've got mana shield on, they could fly off the edge of of a building, or not building, like a canyon. That'd be quite cool to get, if you get a clip of that. I might try and do that in the beta, if that stays the same. Try and get someone to knock themselves off the edge by blasting down my mana shield. That'd be quite funny. Next one, Blazing Speed. Suppresses movement impairing effects and increases your movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. May only be activated after being affected by a movement impairing effect. So basically, you get hit by a stun or a snare, you pop this, and you can basically bugger off. I could see occasionally using it in PvE, but very rarely, I think. It would be more of a PvP talent, most definitely. I could see us having a lot of uses in PvP. So yeah, that's quite a cool one as well. It's 4 seconds, 50% movement increase, that's quite nice. And it obviously gets you out of all movement impairing effects. So if you've got, say, this, and you're a human mage, obviously you've got your trinket to get out of movement impairing effects, you've got your racial to get out of movement impairing effects, and then you've got blazing speed also to get out of movement impairing effects. That would be insane. So, and if you take it with, I don't know if you'll still be able to get the glyph where blink makes you sprint for a little while. I think it's a glyph, or it might be a talent. I think it's a talent actually. I wonder if that talent's still in here. By the names of these, I don't think it will be, so that's a shame, but yeah, that'd be nice. So basically, as a mage, you've got a lot of abilities to get out of movement impairing effects, so that'd be quite nice. A bit overpowered possibly, but mages have always kind of been that way. It's always good. Ice Barrier is the next one. Instantly shields you, absorbing 9,123 damage, lasts 1 minute. Whilst the shield holds, spellcasting will not be delayed by damage. Alright, that's cool. So it's an absorb, a huge absorb, 9,123 damage. I'm guessing that'll scale with something. I don't know what, because that's not obviously that much at a higher level. But and you won't take a knockback, you know, that whatever it is. Basically when you get hit, your cast like jumps back and then carries on going. Can't remember what it's called, but you won't get that, so that's quite nice. It's a good little shield. So a lot of these are avoiding damage, I guess. That's what they look like. So it's quite cool. Oh god. I don't know why I always yawn while I'm making these videos. It's really annoying. I can sit here. I sat like on the sofa watching telly for the last like 4 hours, haven't yawned once. I start making this video and suddenly I'm like really tired. I don't know why. Right, level 45 talents. Ring of Frost. Summons a Ring of Frost, taking 2.5 seconds to, what's that? I don't know, appear. I'm just gonna say appear because I don't know how to pronounce that word. Enemies entering the fully formed ring will become frozen for 10 seconds, lasts 12 seconds, and a 10-yard radius. So it's exactly the same as it is now, I'm pretty sure. Maybe, is it coalesce? Is that a word? I think that's what the word is. It's basically appear. Yeah, so it's quite nice CC if you get people to actually fall for it. In PvE, you can put it in the doorways to block a route, basically, of people coming through there. I know on Warsong Gulch, you put it on the ramp up to your base as you're running the flag in, and that can stop people getting to you and prevent you from capping that flag. So it's quite nice in that respect. PvE, it is useful sometimes for obviously controlling mobs, but for the most part, it's generally not used. It'll be polymorph will be the go-to thing of choice for a mage in PvE. But yeah, Ice Ward is the next one. When an enemy strikes a target, all enemies within 10 yards will become frozen in place for 5 seconds. 1 charge. It's a target. Can you put this on anyone? So you can put Ice Ward on anyone by the sounds of this, because it says target, not player. So say you put Ice Ward on your friend, and an enemy hits them, and then it will basically do a Frost Nova out from them, and it will freeze everyone. That would be pretty sick. And then you can get some obviously crazy damage, because if you're a Frost Mage, that is, then you can obviously do awesome damage because you go off frozen targets. Obviously you do more damage to frozen targets, so that'd be quite cool. It only has 1 charge, so obviously as soon as that first hit goes in and it comes out, then you'll need to re-put it on them, but it is the 20-second cooldown, so you won't be able to spam it as much. It lasts 30 seconds, obviously, if no one gets hit, but chances of that happening, you wouldn't put it on someone if that wasn't the case. So also that would be good if you, in PvE, you've got a tank maybe struggling to hold aggro, so he pulls the pack and then you fire Ice Ward on him, and obviously he blasts out, freezing all the people in place, so they can't run off and go and hit someone else. They have to, they're stuck there. It doesn't say about damage breaking the freeze, so I'm not sure if it will or not. If it doesn't, that'd be quite cool, because then the tank's got that bit of time while they're still there in front of him to actually gather up the aggro and sort himself out, that kind of stuff. So it'd be quite useful in that respect if your tank was struggling a little bit with AoE packs. But if not, can't really see a use for that in PvE. God. Right. Okay, Frostjaw is the next one. Silences and freezes the target in place for 8 seconds. Lasts half as long versus player targets. So it's kind of like a deep freeze, I guess, but you don't need, you can just fire it off whenever, basically. It's like a second deep freeze maybe for a Frost Mage. That'd be quite nice. And obviously if you're a Fire Mage, then you've still got that kind of, it won't last as long, but it's still there. It stops them from doing anything, so it's quite nice. PvE again. God. I can't see a use for it in PvE, but for PvP there's definitely a use there for it. We're going to level 60 talents. Greater invisibility. Instantly makes the caster invisible, reducing all threat and removing 2 damage over time effects. This effect is cancelled if you perform any actions, lasts 20 seconds, replaces the invisibility spell. So as far as I know, invisibility doesn't remove damage over time effects, and it takes you a little while to get invisible. There's a certain time where you click it, and between there's a time, and then you're invisible. It's kind of a fade out time. But this one makes you instantly invisible and reduces 2 damage over time effects, which is pretty nice, I have to say. I don't know if normal invisibility removes those. I know it reduces threat. I'm not sure if it removes 2 damage over time effects. I'm not sure. And it says it replaces invisibility, so you can't have both, which is obviously, reasonable. Next one, Cauterize. An attack which would otherwise kill you will instead bring you to 50% of maximum health. Movement slowing effects are suppressed, but you will burn for 10% of your maximum health every 1.5 seconds for the next 6 seconds. This effect cannot occur more than once every 2 minutes. So basically, if you're going to die, if this DK Howling blasts you and you have 5k health left, it hits for 10k, you are going to die from that. But Cauterizer will kick in, it will boost you up to 50% in health, and it will remove all movement slowing effects, and but you will burn for 10% of your health, maximum health, every 1.5 seconds for 6 seconds. So that will take you to 10% of your, I think it will be 10, yeah, 10% of your maximum HP. So the chances of you surviving this without heals are pretty slim still, because you will only have 10% of your maximum HP left, but it stops you from dying, so it's quite nice. And it can only occur once every 2 minutes. I really don't understand why I yawn so much when I'm making these videos. It's only it's not even normal commentaries or live commentaries, it's literally just these talent videos that I do it in. I don't know why. Cold Snap. When activated, your spell finishes the cooldown of Ice Block, Frost Nova, Water Elemental spells, and instantly just restores 10% of your mana. So Ice Blocks, obviously you hide in a block of ice to mitigate all damage. Frost Nova, burst out, you know what Cold Snap does. I'm not sure if it restored mana before. If it didn't, again, that's a cool addition. I really enjoy that. That sounds quite cool. I could see myself using this. But depends what I'm doing, for obviously PvP, Cauterize is kind of the best one, and PvP as well, it has its uses. Wait, did I say PvP twice? Right, so PvE, Cauterize does have its uses occasionally if your healers can't handle it, but generally you'll want greater invisibility, I would imagine, out of all of these. And you've got, for PvP, I could see the use of greater invisibility, obviously, removing damage over time effects, obviously. Cauterize again, I could see huge use for that, and Cold Snap as well, because generally, you know, if ice blocks off cooldown, then you are quite vulnerable. Then, because if they know that, then they most likely will try and F you up. But again, restore 10% mana, again, could be useful in PvE, so there's a lot of different choices here. It depends kind of what you're doing. You know, if there's a certain spell in your raid that makes everyone take a certain amount of damage, and maybe your health pool's not quite up to that and it could kill you if you haven't been topped off completely, then Cauterize could be helpful. You know, it could be helpful for that. But we're going to 75 talents anyway. Sickly Polymorph. Your polymorph targets regenerate life at 10% of the normal speed, so that is ridiculously slow. So it prevents them from regenerating health over time, so that's pretty cool. So if you've got an enemy that's really low health, you can put them in a Sickly Polymorph and they won't regenerate health. I'm not sure if they can be healed still or not. I don't know about that, it doesn't really say. I'm not sure if you can heal in a normal polymorph or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it basically holds them at a lower health point and stops them from health regening, which is quite nice, I have to say. So next one, Heavy Polymorph. When a target you've polymorphed is damaged, that target is stunned for 3 seconds. This effect cannot occur more often than once every 10 seconds. So that kind of has its uses in PvE again, because sometimes polymorphs get broken and then the target will be stunned instead of it running at a random party member because the tank hasn't taken threat on it. It gives you a time to re-polymorph it if needed, so that's quite nice. And again in PvP it gets, well, that is really nice. You polymorph someone to get them out of the fight, but sometimes you polymorph them just to stop them from doing whatever they're doing. So, and then, you know, you carry on attacking them, and if you do, then they'll be stunned for 3 seconds. So it's a free stun basically, because you have done what you were going to do anyway. So it's quite nice. And then you got Double Polymorph. You may polymorph an additional target, but your polymorph spell lasts 75% of the normal duration. That is awesome. I love that talent. So basically, you can polymorph that, and you can polymorph that. That one will come out before this one. You know, it's fine. You know, you can polymorph 2 targets. Generally, when you polymorph a target in PvE, it will be broken by someone in your party, not by it running out. Generally, that is the case anyway, most of the time. So that is awesome in PvP as well. It's got awesome uses. If you're in a flag room and there's 2 healers, just polymorph them both. It's amazing. I love Double Polymorph, has so many uses, and I can see me using it in quite a few of my encounters, shall I say. Alright, this one. Level 90 talents. Arcane Bomb. Launches an Arcane Bomb, instantly dealing 501 damage and dealing 2004 arcane damage over 12 seconds. At any time, the Arcane Bomb will jump to another nearby target within 15 yards if a valid target is present. Limit 1 Arcane Bomb. And from what I can tell, okay, the next one, Living Bomb. The target becomes a Living Bomb, taking 2004 fire damage over 12 seconds. After 12 seconds, the target explodes, dealing 629 fire damage to up to 3 enemies within 10 yards. Limit 3 targets. So you can have Living Bomb on 3 people. The next one, Frost Bomb. Places a Frost Bomb on the target. After 5 seconds, the bomb explodes, dealing 501 damage to all targets within 10 yards. All affected targets are slowed by 70% for 4 seconds. So they're all kind of similar in a way. They all obviously deal damage, but Frost Bomb is a single target. You know, you fire it at that person, and then it blasts, blows up, explodes, whatever you want to call it, and slows everyone within 10 yards, which is kind of cool, and it deals damage to them as well. Then you got Living Bomb, which explodes and deals fire damage to up to 3 enemies around it after dealing, you know, the additional 12 seconds of damage to the main target. You can put it on 3 different people, so if you've got 3 mobs, living bomb each of them, they'll be ticking for a huge amount of damage. At the end of it, A will detonate and damage B and C, B will detonate, damage A and C, C will detonate and damage A and B. So, you know, it'll be a huge amount of AoE damage there. And then you got Arcane Bomb as well, which is, it says 1 bomb. I'm not sure how long this lasts. At any time, the Arcane Bomb will jump to another nearby target within 15 yards. I don't know if that resets all the timers, if it, you know, when it jumps, it does the initial 501 damage again, and then starts ticking for the 204. I'm not sure. It doesn't really like say. I'd have to actually go in the game and find out when it's, you know, when the beta is released. I have to go in and level up a mage to level 90 just to find out how this works. Because I'm not sure at current how this will work. But it sounds pretty interesting. So that's the mage talents. Look through. There is some really good ones. For me, Ice Flows and Double Polymorph are 2 ones I would definitely take for pretty much every spec, to be honest. They are awesome talents. And again, if I remember, which I don't think I did last time, I'm going to put the link to this talent calculator in the description below. It's on the actual WoW, like battle.net/WoW, you know, it's on their actual website. Now, if you go under Mists of Pandaria, then 1 second, I'll find out, just in case I don't link it below. It's Mists of Pandaria at the side, and when that loads up, you go new features, you click on that, you'll have Pandering Monk, challenges, pet battle system, scenarios, and then it'll be talent calculator. It'll be there, and you just click on that, and you can choose your class, and obviously then it'll bring up the talents for each of those, and you can kind of, you know, you can select different ones, and it will show you your choices, stuff like that. So, and then you can obviously save them, or you can link them to your friends or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. So it's generally the same as a normal talent calculator, but you know, it's just the new talents, so it's all interesting stuff. Oh, and at the side, I just found this by randomly clicking across the screen. If you click, I think, is it Arcane? Yeah, you can see what spells you'll get as Arcane. So at level 10 you'll get Arcane Blast, level 12 Arcane Barrage, 54 Arcane Missiles, 62 Arcane Power, 77 Slow, 80 Mastery, obviously the same, and then 84 you'll get Arcane Orb, which I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing it's the same as you get Flame Orb and then this Frost Orb now, I think so. And then as a class, your class thing, it doesn't matter what spec you are, you'll get these class ones. You'll get Frostfire Bolt at level 1, insanely enough, Frost Nova at level 3, Fire Blast level 5, Blink level 7, Counter Spell level 8, Evocation level 9, Polymorph level 14, Shatter is level 17, so it's, yeah, same as it was before. And your Teleports level 17, Cone of Cold 18, Arcane Explosion 22, Improved Blink, yep, there you go, improved yours. Increase your speed by 70% for 3 seconds after casting Blink, so you'll get that at 24. Ice Block 26, Ice Lance 28, or Skill Lance it should be called, 29, Remove Curse. I could keep going on, you know, it's all the same, everything. Oh wow, level 60. You get different kinds of Polymorph. Polymorph Black Cat, Polymorph Pig, Polymorph Rabbit, Polymorph Serpent, Polymorph Turkey, pretty cool. Polymorph Turtle as well, quite cool. You get loads of different whatever they are, polymorphs. It's quite nice. As you level up, obviously you get Dalaran portals, you get Shattrath portals, you get your rituals still, you get Time Warp. Oh, Molten Armor's not till 86, my god. Alter time, alter the fabric of time causing the caster to return to their current location, health, mana, and conditions after 4 seconds. Effect negated if the caster dies within the 4 seconds. That's pretty cool, so you can pop that as you join, say, a PvP battle. That'd be pretty nice. And if you get insanely damaged within 4 seconds, you'll go back to where you cast that spell originally, and then, you know, you'll get teleported back 4 seconds of time. So it's kind of like the new dungeon Can't remember what it is. Which one is it? Hour of Twilight, is it? I think it's that one. Oh no, End Time. It's End Time. It's the last boss of End Time, where you can rewind time and all your cooldowns reset, all your health resets, everything. That's quite nice. So it's pretty similar to that, and that is pretty cool talent, I've got to be honest. So you can look through all these. You'll see what you'll get in your certain spec as each, or whatever talent tree you are. I didn't know this existed, so again, I'm going to put this link in the description to all my older ones now. I'm going to go and do that, so you can find out if you're watching all these and you wondered before what spells you'll get as your certain class as it's changing. Then you can find out. So thanks for watching this video. Hope it's been helpful, and I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.